I mean, whatever
Welcome
works
to
for them, I guess.
Hotstart Flight Support.
Yeah. All right,
How
here we
can
are
help you
live.
today?
Doing good, doing good. So with me here is Toto Ritko. Hello, Toto.
Hey.
And as always, guys, if he's too quiet or too loud, let me know, please. I can change the volumes a bit. So welcome, everyone. Looking very much forward to this beautiful Challenge 650 flight, and I have a nice livery for this aircraft, the November 75 Echo Mike. You'll see that in a minute. Yes, so we are seeing a shared flight, and now Toto, you up for VATSIM?
Sure, absolutely.
So let me just see here in an X-plane. So November 75 Echo Mike.
What's our call sign again?
November 75 Echo Mike.
Gotcha. Okay.
So let me get the Challenger correctly here. Hold on. So Challenger 60 it's called. Fantastic. So I'm just going to connect to VATSIM, and then you're going to connect as observer, correct? I think you have to put something, but you know that better than I do.
I suppose.
Well, I think on VATSIM, you're supposed to put like in the end, like a little letter at the end or something as an observer.
Yes.
Okay. That's
as a single letter and mark it as an observer.
Yeah, exactly.
So November 75 Echo Mike Alpha is what I'm going to be, and I'm going to connect this.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin?
Okay, I'm boosted.
Complimentary drinks,
I
snacks,
have connected, yes.
Premium flight entertainment will be served.
Try it on my end.
Thank you.
And Paul, thank you much.
Thank you for another month of streaming.
Thank
it
you so
really
much, Paul.
helps me a lot during my final theoretical phase to stay motivated.
Oh, Paul, I wish you all the best for that. Hope it's going well. And thank you for the 28 months, Paul. All the best wishes. Yeah, so I've dialed up Toto's sound even more, so I hope he's loud enough for you guys now. And then we'll see. Okay, so in case you don't know, the Challenge 650, there are still a number of streamers that stream the Challenger. Conti, Continuum, or Fly Conti, I think it's called now. He streamed it not too long ago, a couple of days ago. And so I've not been in X-Plane really for quite some time because of the issues I had, performance issues, visual issues. But now they have really improved on the visuals and improved on performance. So now I've been flying a lot more. The standard stuff, TOLIS, etc. But I'm getting a little bit tired of those as well. So I'm happy to really go back to the very detailed Challenger 650 here. So I'm looking forward to the flight. Organ,
I hope it's going to be fun.
It will be fun, I'm sure, because visually I've done the flight today as a practice flight, and visually it's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful weather, the beautiful mountains, Alps, and so on, and the approach. Cool. So hello, Organ, as well, and then so we are in the FBO here, and we already done the briefing. I'll give you a rundown once we're in the aircraft. I'm just going to go ahead and fill out the little details here. So we called November 75 Echo Mike, and I'm going to estimate departure about on the hour. So we have planned 2 crew and 5 passengers. We want Jet A fuel. Do anything else, Toto? GPU, anything, or? No, I think we're good, right?
Not to my knowledge.
It just costs extra.
Let me go and check the jet.
Of course, Captain. I'll get that organized for you right away.
I mean, we can always call FBO again outside.
Yep.
So there we go.
I left the jet open.
Thank you. Yeah, I may have not forgotten to close the door earlier. Josh, so the idea with the kind of Minecraft pilot animation is it's not supposed to, create much stress on the system, right? And also it's really just there as a little kind of, kind of a reminder that there's somebody with you in the aircraft or around the aircraft. And I find it quite funny, and I like it. So Toto, what's doing now is actually, let's just join him in the flight deck here really quickly. And so he's already powering up the aircraft because the fueler will be here in a few minutes. Toto, then I'll run around the aircraft. You let me know regarding hydraulics.
Yeah.
I'll give you a shout for the hydraulics. So I'll be doing the outset check real quickly. So let's check here. No hydraulics. Hydraulic fluids. Tires look good. Pin is removed. So let's get all the covers removed here. So Toto was telling me about these things here as well, cooling fans and
the transformer rectifiers, those circular things.
Transformer rectifiers there. Like I said, there's so many panels you can open and mess around with. Right, it's locked. It's very important here. You have to lock that. Oh, here's the fueler. Oh, there it comes. Try not to get run over here. It's quite kind of dangerous parking spots with the. Right, I chickened out. Okay. You love it. Right, let's go. Yeah, that was close. Yeah. So we're going to move the pins here in the nose gear section. Here looks good. Everything as well. Yeah, Josh, I'm glad to hear that you like the aircraft. And top tick, hello. I don't know.
Yo, Cap.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Who's gotten a hold of the jet before? The APU's dead.
Oh no. Yeah, I may have shut down the battery too quickly, I guess. So you think you have to reset?
I'm gonna check.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of a hurry because I was really hungry, and so I was, you know. So let's have a look. So here we've got the APU panel. So there's a reset button there. So Toto's looking at that.
It's not reporting any oil issues or an overspeed. So I think it might have just pooped out on us.
Ah, okay. I hope it starts. Otherwise, I've got to either go with MEL or get maintenance.
Well, I'm gonna try let's try and do a full reset here.
Okay.
And
hey, Conti.
Otherwise, we might have to. I mean, we can fly without it.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and push the reset here. And I'm gonna do another reset in the cockpit.
Okay. Yeah, let me know how that goes. Conti, how we doing? Good. Oh, Jesus! I'm telling you, this parking spot is dangerous. I'm getting run over.
Yeah, we have parked kind of close to the road here. I have noticed this on the scenery.
So
I'm gonna let it fully shut down the ECU.
Okay.
That's what I'm waiting here.
Yeah, you do your magic. You know much more about the aircraft than I do. I'm fairly new on the type, so always happy to help.
You're type rated. Yeah, you're type rated. You're fully qualified.
Oh no. Well, I guess I've been slacking a bit with the Challenger. There's even a panel in the front gear bay. Let me just check. Oops. Oh, I keep pressing the Charlie button here. Hang on, let me just... Another... These people are dangerous. Driving around that fast. So there you go. So there's a panel here somewhere. Oh, that sounds good. Oh no. There's a light here as well. at night time. Some pressure gauges.
Yeah, the hydraulic brake accumulators.
Nice. I heard something click, but I guess that was just...
That was probably the refueler hooking up. No, he's
No.
not here yet.
No. Sounded like the APU wanted to start or something, but...
Yeah, I mean, I pushed the button about 30 seconds ago.
yeah. But no, it looks pretty dead to me here. Ay, ay, ay.
We might have to go without then.
Okay,
Take a
yeah.
look in the tech log. And just call it a day. And just fly, you know.
Yeah, quoting
I'm gonna call
MAL.
Jenny.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
some air and some ground start or whatever. Okay. I'll call in a minute. Let me just do the rest here, get all the pins removed. So the rest of the aircraft looks good. Fueling. We'll check again once the fueler is here.
Yeah, no, that APU is stone cold dead.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I think there's the fueler.
I can go ahead and call Jenny.
Oh, let me do that. Hang on. So the viewers can see that. So let's have a look. Let's call FBO.
Hotstart flight support. Jenny speaking. How can we help?
Hello, Jenny. So we need an air starter unit.
Of course. I'll have that over with
Yes,
you in a
and
minute
ground
or
power
two.
unit.
Anything else?
AC or DC?
AC.
Of
AC.
course. I'll have that over with you in a minute or two.
Okay.
Anything else?
Battery voltages are good, so that's not
Okay.
the issue.
Okay,
Always
so
a
I've
pleasure.
ordered the
Take
ground
care.
air start unit and the AC unit. So the AC power unit.
Yeah. DC external is only used when you have a dead APU battery. Then you
Ah,
can use
okay.
that to start the
Okay.
APU. But in our case, we have a good battery. It's just the APU didn't turn over.
Yeah. Understand. Okay. So let's have a look. Fueling panel. You already opened up the... let me just do the test here. High level test. And then I'm going to wait until the fuel truck hooks up. So flight plan wise, let me just check. So flight plan says we need about, I mean, it's not exact science here as I've heard.
All right, Captain. Fuel truck is hooked up. Just let me know how much fuel you need.
So we need
Or
at
would you like
least
to go tanks full today. 2,500
kilograms, but we've got 3,000 in now. I think I'm going to let him put in 1,000 liters and then we should
Sure,
be
yeah.
good.
All right, I'm gonna go start up the pump.
All right, and I'm going to open the shutter valves left and right. Left main, right, left and right mains. Hey, Pilot Deviation, nice to see you. Thanks for the raid. And you've probably seen it already. You noticed it. We are in the Challenger 650 with a special guest, Toto Ritko, helping me out, which I'm really happy with. Oh, hang on. Let me disable the camera first of all, and then go outside. So it's quite nice because you already have also have a refueling panel outside here. See the fuel truck is hooked up.
Yep.
All right, so you could also do that through this panel, but we're doing it normally in the cockpit panel.
Just because that's where we have quantity indications.
Yeah. Hang on. Click spot here. Hmm?
Is it giving you trouble?
No, it's fine. I just had to find the right click spot to get the panel locked. Yeah, it should be fixed now, Flying Fox. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hey, Pilot Deviation. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to many more shared flights with lots of people. Yeah, absolutely. I would say I'm badly sim trained for the Challenger. Okay, I think I can just about manage. So as you would expect, no sign yet of the AC power unit. But just like in real life, it just takes time.
We'd have to
yeah.
find one first.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they just found one. Yeah, I see one out the window.
Ground to cockpit.
Oh.
AC ground power is connected.
Nice.
Refueling is complete, Captain. Do you need anything else?
Nah, 3.8 is fine, yeah.
Okay, just one quick signature on here, and I'll be
Sure.
on my way.
I'll get the fuel panel.
Yeah.
Here's a copy for
$1,400.
your records.
Blimey.
Have a nice day.
Well, that's actually cheap for the...
Alrighty, external power is available.
Okay. That sounds better. No, you haven't. What? $25,000 for fuel you paid? My God, was that like full wings and or full full tanks for the Global 6000? Wow. I always find it really interesting to get some inputs how much it would cost, right? Sometimes to fill up such a beast.
Well, they do take a lot of fuel.
Yeah. Well, they fly long range. Yeah. $25,000. Blimey. Oh yeah, you're right. So we are actually correct. We're not in Microsoft when Explain 12. I also appreciate that, Josh. Thank you much. So now it should be showing correctly.
Wrong switch.
Yeah. So what Toto is doing, he's doing like a read and do checklist here on this display. Now, what we're not demonstrating is if you're flying on your own, so not shared flight, you have a virtual Toto. So there are keybinds, or you can press certain buttons so that you can tick off these checklist points. So when you do your preparations, you would do that on your own until you get to the taxi phase. And then you have like an integrated first officer where not only does he read the checklist, but also does the items for you, or many items. Not all of them, but many items. Yeah, Conti, today I've got the full immersion. Flying Fox, that's the thing. I've never seen a fuel bill. If ever I've signed fuel bills, they don't have the price on there. They just have the amount of liters or gallons that we fueled. Trust me, I would love to find out how much it costs. Okay, shall I do the flight link?
Yes.
Okay, so we got the good database. I saw Toto switching it over again,
Yes.
just to make sure we have the correct database inserted. So I'm going to go with route menu. And we'll go with flight plan recall. I'm going to enter Lima Fox Mike November. Lima Oscar Whiskey India. And I have made a flight plan on SimBrief. I've entered all the data, Hoppy code and the SimBrief code into the menu of the Challenger 650. And so now we can send that off. And just like in real life, it takes a few seconds or minutes to come back.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go and close the nose door.
The usual uplift for an 8-hour flight would be around about, let's see, about with extras, maybe 45,000 kilograms. 45,000 kilograms. Yes, so Anti-Cooperative, this shared flight is integrated into the Challenger 650. So when you do that, you have a shared cockpit tab here where you enter all the necessary details. So all you have to do in your router, you have to have the port open that it tells you to have open. And then you can let the other party know your IP address. And you have to make a password for the connection. And then they can simply connect. And this is just one of the best shared flight connections you can get. So let's have a look. So let's see. Okay, the route uplink is there. So I'm activating on the secondary. Now I've got the active. On the third display here, I'm going to go ahead and get the ATIS. We do have ATIS here because we have approach and Nice available. So let's have a look here. Lima, Foxtrot, November. Departure ATIS. Hang on, departure ATIS. And let's see if that works. So let's have a look at received messages. Now, hang on, return, weather, received ATIS. There it is. Yep.
Here you go.
And the cool thing here as well, you can pop out all the necessary panels to your liking, place them on the window wherever you like, and then I've made a hotkey to get rid of the panels or have them called up again. And also, for certain panels, like for example the ICAS here, you can see that it comes up. See this? It kind of ghosts a little bit to give you the right panel. So let's say you're wondering how can I control certain indications here. You put your mouse pointer over the display, and then you move your mouse pointer to that panel, and then you can actually manipulate accordingly, right? But you can also pop out the panels like this. That way you have it on the side here. And help you with the inputs here, for example, in the FMS. Bonjour, Nice Information Papa, recorded 1930. Expect RMP Alpha, viewer and visual part Alpha 04 left, departure 04 right. Page 2, we have QNH 10
overheat.
1016. Gonna enter that here, 1016. 23 degrees, cab okay, and the wind is 110 at 5. Cool. So that fuel load for the 787 will cost about 48,000 euros. Blimey, that's a lot. That is a lot of money. So let's go departure arrival, 4 right. And the routing is supposed to be BARZIP 7 Alpha. Execute. And then we go legs page, make sure that we have all the correct waypoints there. Then the routing all the way to LMM. And then we have departure arrival. And let's check the weather for Innsbruck. Let's have a look here. So the briefing package says that we have Innsbruck variable 2 knots. No significant cloud, 22. Should be very beautiful for the approach. What I think what we'll do... Now, people always say, oh, do the circling, visual circling, but visually, the RNP approach 08 is also really... Jesus. It's really beautiful as well, so let's have a look at ATIS. Let's quickly get Innsbruck ATIS, see if they have ATIS available there.
We're gonna have to have ATC online for that. But
Yeah. We'll just check because that way I can see if they have ATIS. It's not available, so they're not online. Okay, that's fine. Then that way we have the option anyways. Cool. So what I'll enter.
couple more tests.
Yeah.
Euro Bay overheat.
Oh, I've got to have TUBT. Yeah. Okay, so I'll do that. Target off block time. Oh, and can I change the time
slow.
now? Is that still possible?
Pull up.
For what? For departure?
Wind shear.
You know what I mean? Like
Wind
like
shear.
the
Wind
sim
shear.
time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so that will not mess up anything. Okay,
Pull
cool.
up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I wanted to do that so that we have a nice kind of sunset approach later on. Oh. Does it take a while for the time to catch up? I think so, right?
No, it responds to me. As in, my weather follows yours. Or time of day.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the clock on the front panel there.
Well, the clock is GPS driven, so whenever it requires a GPS signal and resynchronizes with the GPS satellites, that's when it's gonna get time of day.
Okay, understand. So I could go into the position control.
Yeah, you see it has GNSS position invalid right
Yeah.
now because it's lost.
Yeah. Okay, so we have to wait.
Hello, Captain. It's Jenny from Hotstart Flight Support. Your passengers have arrived. Shall I have them brought to the plane?
Right, passengers? Yeah, we'll have them.
Understood. They'll be there in a couple of minutes.
Ah, there we go. Now
Anything
I've got
else?
UTC 1750.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
Okay, so there we go. Now we have 1800 UTC in the sim. So it's 2 hours behind the real time. Cool. So TBT, how long do we take? Another 15 minutes?
Smoke.
For engine
Just
start?
about, yeah.
Yeah, okay, 15 minutes. So I'll put the time at 2020. Submit TOBT.
Gonna do an abbreviated trim test here.
Okay. Still valid. Cool. So let's just check the approach to Innsbruck. We'll do the... Yeah, we'll do the Zulu approach. RP Zulu. Authorization required? Do you think we would have that? Yeah, sure, right?
Sure.
Yeah. It's just the airlines that are not so efficient or proficient. So what we'll do then, we'll go to Innsbruck, arrival, and we'll select Zulu on the arrival Brano 4 Bravo with the LMM transition. Execute. So I'm just going to go ahead and check the routing, LMM, and then we do this. Close that up. Fantastic. Restrictions are in. Cool. Secondary flight plan. Shall we do a copy or not, or?
Yeah, you can, if you want. It's done from the secondary flight plan page. Or no, it's from the main flight plan page if you push copy active.
Okay, let me just see.
It's on FPLN.
Yeah.
On the active flight plan page, and Alice.
Oh, copy active. There we go. Okay, got it. Yeah, copy active. Fantastic. Copy complete. Okay. I'm just wondering. Ah, there's another discontinuity there. That's right.
Hello, Captain. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's great to hear. Well, we're all set back there, so we can get going anytime.
Fantastic. Make yourself at home. So now, there's one more important thing I have to do now. So the routing is in. Now I have to say, it says check fuel at destination. There was something I have to do here. Progress page.
You need to go into perf and it on page 3. So just go to the perf menu.
Yeah, page 3.
Yep, and you'll want to. Oh right, sorry. One more thing. So just go to the first page.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Yeah, there we go. So right now it says fuel dash dash
yeah.
dash. So just go ahead and drop a delete on there to read the fuel from the tanks.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's exactly what. Now that goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on page 3, we might want to adjust our reserves depending on what is our. So right now, typically defaults to 2,000 pounds or 910 kilograms, and this is considered the final. No, not the final. Yeah, it's the final reserve line. So before,
Okay.
so it doesn't take. Let's see. Let me think. It's the one. It's the different one from the Airbus, where Airbus I think is for reserve after diversion.
Yeah.
On here, this is before diversion.
So does it include the fuel required to fly to the alternate and the final reserve?
No. I'm sorry. Yes, it must. You have to make it suitably set. So,
Okay.
A lot of people basically they are concerned when the FMS estimates that they're gonna. Actually, this thing estimates that we're gonna land with 3 tons, so don't worry about it at all.
Okay, so because if I add final reserve, so 30 minutes at alternate plus the tire plus the fuel needed to fly to the alternate, I get about 900 kilograms roundabout. So that's not.
No, hang on. It's the other way around. So it will flag this value. It will flag your fuel value if at the alternate you have less than this reserve line here.
Ah, okay. So then the final would be.
If you look on LSK4 right here, it says that at the alternate it estimates 2760 kilograms.
Ah, okay.
And so if the reserves we have set in here were lower than what it estimates at the alternate, then it would complain.
Okay.
So it's the final reserve after we flight to the alternate.
So if I put in like 400 kilograms, right,
yeah,
that would be the at the alternate, that would be the absolute minimum. Okay, cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
Avion, no. So I know what the lady at the Hotstart FPO, so Jenny, was going to tell me, and then so that's, you don't respond via voice, right?
Well, let me just demonstrate the value here. If I set in 2800, which is more than the alternate reserve,
it goes amber.
Execute, it goes amber, and it'll start complaining. Check fuel at alternate.
Yeah, understand.
And if we had even less, if we needed even more reserve, we needed like 3,000, which is more than our destination, then it's going to change from alternate into destination because we already can't even reach our destination. That's extra super bad.
Yeah.
And if we make it 400, then it satisfies both lines and it's happy.
Yeah, perfect. Good. Taxi fuel, we have 50 kilograms. Another thing I want to have is, let me just go to index data link, and we'll get the, index route menu, wind update. Let's send for the wind.
TCAS system test OK.
Alrighty, next checklist item is to get the ATIS and clearance. We have the ATIS, I think.
Yeah, hang on. So we have TUBT and TSAT 20 past. In 10 minutes, that's good. Okay. No, so again, so you have the shared flight here. I know that there's an external shared flight app, which you have to download from the shared flight website. Now, here, the Challenge 650 comes with its own shared flight integration. So it's native in the Challenger 650. Hey, Josh, nice to see you. Hey, Josh. Hope you're doing good. Nice to see you. Greetings.
I'm going to request the Nice ATIS. We have the latest data.
And then let's see if we can do CPIT DLC here. Or PDC, actually. No, it doesn't say PDC. So 34475.
You can just type without the period.
Yeah, it's dialed on 1. Have you set push to talk?
Yes, I have.
So mute? Okay, that's fantastic. Enzo, hello. No, so Organ, the Copilot assistance you would do with a button command, so that it ticks off and responds accordingly. Okay.
Okay, so do you want me to take care of the clearance for you?
No, that's fine. I'll get the clearance. That's fine. You know.
You know, it's fine either way.
Fox Echo Fox, tourne à gauche, Cap 095. Cap 095, Foxtrot Echo Foxtrot.
Nice approach from November 75 Echo Mike. Hello. What's ATIS?
November 75 Echo Mike, bonjour.
Papa. November 75 Echo Mike with information Papa, a Challenger 650 and requesting clearance to Innsbruck, please.
November 75 Echo Mike, base 7 Alpha, Squawk 1000.
Squawk 1000, then the base 7 Alpha out of 4 right for November 75 Echo Mike.
November 75 Echo Mike, correct.
Okay, so as expected, Squawk 1000. You probably already put in, I would imagine.
I
No.
didn't yet.
Okay, so I'll put that in. Yeah, 1000 set.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Approach, bonjour, Austrian 5 Tango.
Yeah, I know normally the pilot monitor gets a clearance, but Toto was busy with, he's really busy with the preparation, so I thought I'll do something as well.
The clearance,
Squawk 1000 for Austrian 5 Tango.
let's
Correct, update UBT on CDM.
flight plan, wind update, and
By
what
voice
we have
please
entered
for
have
Austrian 5 Tango.
Yeah, we got the flight plan in. I have the cockpit and I've got the wind in as well. Yeah.
Alrighty, now let's get the takeoff performance out of the way. So, first
Yeah.
takeoff. So we have runway 4 right, wind. It's on page 2, isn't it?
Yep. 110 at 5.
Yep. 105.
We have temperature 23. Yeah.
Yeah, 1016 is still no SIG. Yes, we have information Papa.
Shall we do the flex procedure?
Not required, I don't think.
Okay.
So we have runway condition dry.
Mm-hmm.
APR is available, so it's armed. CG is going to be 24%.
Yeah. So one.
Gives us. Which gives us. Yep.
Yeah.
Feel free to.
Yeah. One. So we've on 114, VR 121, and V2 132.
Yes.
Um,
EFTO 154.
Yeah. Yeah. Can send that if you like.
No, hang on. We don't have an APU functional, so we need to change the engine blade to
Ooh.
the 10th.
Okay. So just
And
to
we have thrust reversers available on both.
okay. So just to give you a little bit of a background, let me just get the study panel open real quickly for the bleed system.
The bleed system doesn't have its. Oh, yeah, no, it does. It does. Yeah, yeah. It does.
Is it
It's
pressure?
under engine.
It's under
It's under
engines.
engine.
Yeah, yeah. Bleed system. There we go. So, just as a bit of background info, right? So we have the APU with the bleed valve there to get bleed pressure, normally from APU. But for some reason, we found out that the APU is broken, kaput. And so we have to start the engine with external power, external air as well. And then for takeoff, usually you would have the APU bleed air, correct, for the cabin pressurization.
Yes.
So that's why you would select engine bleed off here on the performance page. So now, because APU bleed is not available, we're saying engine bleed 10th stage. So here's the 10th stage schematic. We also have a 14th stage schematic. So you can see where it picks up the bleed from the engine. But you're saying we're taking from the 10th stage.
Yes, that's for pressurization.
Yeah, and so that's why it has a penalty for takeoff for us. And then we'll configure the aircraft. Well, you configure the aircraft for takeoff so that we have the 10th bleed supplying the power.
So let's talk about the complications that we're going to be encountering here. First of all, we're going to have an external air and external engines, external air and battery engine start. So the complication here is that we have a QRH procedure for that, which I already have open.
Okay.
And then we're going to have to do a cross bleed start. So We're going to start the right engine first.
Okay.
The external air attachment point is below the left engine, so we're going to start the right engine.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to tell everybody to clear away from the aircraft, and then we can either do the cross-bleed start here or along the taxiway. Let's see, what's our condition around here? There's a taxiway behind us, so it might not be a good idea to cross-bleed start here. We might need to ask ATC to give us the room for that on a taxiway.
Yeah, but we can just ask him. Yeah.
Yes. So with that out of the way, that is takeoff data is confirmed. Avionics and charts, do we have that ready?
Should be. There we are. So it's a nice feature here in the Challenger. You have your charts available on the CM2 side.
Yes, I'm actually going to be using my iPad here because
for the checklist as well. Yeah.
Not configured.
Yeah. So what we can do? Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Flight instrument check.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing heading of 312.
Mm-hmm.
FMS2 is navigating on a direct track 043 for a 420-foot climb, then an intercept to a heading of 130.
Yeah.
Speed, I'm seeing V1 114, VR 121, V2 132, 154 for VFTO.
Checked.
Speed pre-select, do we have any speed constraints? 210, so we can go ahead and set a speed pre-select of 200, I guess, for the time being.
Okay, so I'll dial that up.
Good.
So now we have
Toga. Yep.
Okay.
You can push Toga to get us a TO and TO flight bars.
Have them now, yeah.
Initial altitude climb we have for flight levels 100.
100 is the jets, yeah. So I'll dial in 100.
Roger that. And my altimeter is indicating 20 feet on a QNH of 1016 hectopascals. Does that check with your side?
I have the same, yeah.
Good stuff. So it's the flight instrument check completed. Checked and set. Departure brief.
Yeah. So first of all, taxi out. So we're parked on the general aviation on the northern side of the airport. Departure for right. Usually it'll get us towards the uniform taxiway, then probably crossing either Charlie 1 with the cross 4 left, or we'll have us cross at Alpha 1 right at the end. So hotspots definitely is going to be the crossing runway. Then it can be Whiskey taxiway or Victor taxiway, both of them to... I mean, we can offer him Alpha 3 maybe as an intersection takeoff, otherwise we get full length depending on traffic. Departure for right, you just check that in the FMS, so it's liftoff on a 043 track to 420 feet. Then we'll turn right, heading 130. And then we'll intercept a 67 track to Mike November 149. Max 210 knots, you briefed that already. And then back on course to Uzano. And then Tifno, Bazip. Initial climb is level 100. Sector altitudes, well, to the north, very high, 12,500 feet. However, the departure route makes sure that we turn early towards the water. So on the departure route, there is no higher terrain initially. It does get higher once we get towards Bazip, but no factor. Transition is 5,000 feet, RNF 1 required, GNSS required, which we have. And yeah, engine out. I don't know what, I mean, the important thing is early turn over to get over the water.
Right traffic might make sense here.
Yeah.
Weather is good. We have Cav okay, so we can do go visual.
Yeah, so right-hand traffic pattern visual, and about 1,500 feet height. Do the checklist procedures on the return, runway 4 left for landing.
Checked. Roger that. Emergency procedures.
Yep, covered.
Have been reviewed. Pins covered in chalk.
Yeah, checked, removed.
Back. And cabin lights, water heaters, and master seat, that's already set up.
Mm-hmm.
So the flight compartment checklist is completed.
Good. So next then is the engine start checklist.
Yes.
Would you call? Yeah.
Yeah, for the QRH1, because we're going to be using an external starter.
Yeah. So what I'll do, non-standard, I'll call and ask for a startup.
Roger. I'm going to go close the door.
Yeah, thank you. And he's approached from November 75 Echo Mike, request startup. Okay, November 75 Echo Mike, engine start approved, call you for taxi. Be aware, we have to do a cross-bleed engine start, so we'll have to add a little bit of power on one of the engines.
No worries.
Merci. Okay, so he's happy with us increasing thrust on an engine for engine start.
Alrighty.
Start is approved.
Good stuff. So for the battery/external air engine start checklist from the QRH, that'll be normal -13.
Mm-hmm.
So we have completed the normal power-up check. Has been completed. So APU LCV is closed. So we have no APU. Then we go to external air, check that it is connected.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, I'm gonna go and bring up the summary page here, and we are looking specifically. For the bleed pressures here. So we're gonna ask them to start the external air card.
Okay, so let me go in the outside view here to get the full blast here.
Okay, I'm gonna call them then on service interphone.
Fantastic.
And I'm gonna request that for engine start.
This sounds so crazy. And these things, IRL, they make a hell of a noise.
Alrighty.
Okay, so cool.
Okay, so we've got 53 psi on both sides. So right boost pump press in.
Roger. And so we start the engine, the right engine first, you said?
Yes. Ignition B.
Checked.
And right engine start when ready. So for that, I recommend turning on beacon lights.
Yep. So let me check. Beacon is here, is on.
Roger that. All right. Ready to start right engine.
So I'll ask the ground here to start right engine. Yeah, thumbs up. 2 is clear.
Okay,
so
starting right engine.
And so, yep, starters illuminated. So I'm going to wait for 20% N2. There it is.
Okay,
Fuel on.
20%. ITT below 120.
Yeah, that is good.
It's a little bit slower. The
Yeah,
external starter isn't
yeah,
as powerful.
you would expect that, yeah.
And the starter has cut out.
It is checked.
Checked. Okay. Right thrust lever is idle. Engine instruments are monitored. Generator 2 on. So I'm going to bring up my AC page here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They're supplying the power here.
Yes, sir.
Very nice.
AC and DC electrical. We're going to check.
Looks good.
Okay. And LAM test and fuel system check valve is checked. External air, we can go ahead and request a disconnect from them, so I'm going to call them on the interphone.
Yeah.
And if we're on internal power, we can disconnect the GPU. Alrighty. And disconnect the external ground power unit.
Yeah.
And the air starter.
Yeah, in reality, if you use external pressurized air, you got to be careful to make sure you're not having the packs running, so that you don't potentially contaminate your pack system. with oily air from the external power, external air conditioning, the external air pressure unit. Okay, good. So engine 2 is running nicely.
Air starter is disconnected and clear.
Air starter disconnected. Yep.
Alrighty. Sweet. So with that in mind, we have the external air disconnected, bleed leak detection test. Actually, no, hang on. No, that is the duct monitor, yeah.
Yep.
Bleed air duct.
Yep.
Okay. Right bleed open. And we've got bleed air coming out of the right engine. Good stuff. And I think we've got the external air disconnected. The vent has been purged, so I think we can turn on the right pack.
Okay.
Get some air in here.
Yeah, so here we go. So now Toto has opened the pack valve to the air conditioning unit number 2. So what we're doing now is that, so the right engine is running, and so we're going to open the isolation valve. It's open already. And then Toto's going to read the procedure, and
yeah, we're done with the external air start procedure. Next is going to be cross bleed engine start.
Exactly.
That's going to come when we're ready for that.
So what we have to set the aircraft to is that we're going to open the left bleed shutter valve, and then do the engine start. So the left starter valve will open as well, so that the bleed from the right engine can power the left engine starter. So we'll see how that goes. Go ahead, Toto.
Okay, so we're going to do the cross bleed start here?
Yes.
At the ramp?
Yep.
Okay, roger that. Okie doke. So, cross bleed engine start. APU LCV is closed. 10th stage bleed of operating engine is open. It's open. Thrust lever on operating engine advance, and we want a minimum of 60 psi. So if you go ahead and monitor my display here, you're looking for 60 psi on this line here.
Yeah. So do that again, Toto, with the pointer. See, so Toto is able to, in the shared cockpit, have a laser pointer there to show me where to look at. See that? That's cool. Okay, so you said how many psi?
We need at least 60 psi.
Wow.
That's going to be a lot of power.
Oh,
you might
yeah.
want to step on the brakes.
Okay.
It's going to be about 70% F1.
Wow, that's a lot of power. Okay, 60 psi. There it is.
Okay. 60 psi minimum. Left or right engine start. Oh,
Yeah.
left engine start.
Yeah, go ahead. So there we go. Now we can see N2 rising, and that's a lot quicker than with the external. Here's 20.
Yes, sir.
Fuel on. ITT.
It's going to be a lot cooler as well.
Yeah. Yeah, 630, 632 topping.
Alright, starter cut out.
Yeah. Can I reduce the power?
You can reduce power, yeah. Yeah, back to idle. Engine instruments have been checked. 2, 4, 6, and 200 on the fuel flow.
Looks good.
Idle speed has been checked. And left and right stage bleeds. We can go ahead and open them. So left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Stage bleeds are open. APU LCV is closed. External. Hang on. Cross bleed engine start. This is kind of weird paging here. Anyway, I know that we can go ahead and close the isolation valve here. Left pack on. And left generator. Now.
Yep.
Down channel 2 has kind of jumped out. Okay, there we go. And all the other messages on here are expected. Just the windshield heats and the probe heats. Those are going to stay off. And so now we can do the after start checklist.
Yes, please. Hello, Beethoven. Hello, Oliver. Nice to see you.
Alright, generator 1 and 2 is on. Ignition is off. Packs are on. 14th stage is open. Cal anti-ice check. Is on. Flight control check.
Yeah, okay, so let me get the flight control page open. There we go.
There, I'm gonna already got you.
Yeah,
Got it.
so
Yeah.
flight controls.
Yep. Pull down.
Full left, full right, and the rudder full left, full right. Checked.
Alrighty, checked. Ground spoiler checked. So we're gonna go to off,
Also, yeah.
arm, and then back to auto,
yeah.
and then close. Like
Yep.
spoilers, you can just fully deploy and then stow them back. So they all
Yep.
come up
Yep.
and they'll go down.
Perfect.
Cal anti-ice has the green message on, so
Yeah.
that's checked. Supplemental ground wing anti-ice check. I'm gonna turn that on, but we're gonna skip that for now.
Yeah.
Kill balance is
2000 left and right 1850. What's the maximum?
maximum is 180.
Okay, so
We are just
right
within
inside. Yeah. Looking
trim.
good.
6.2. We
No,
actually had calc 5.6
Okay.
calculated on the takeoff.
Yeah, 5.6 checked.
Performance. Let me just confirm that so I don't. Yep, 5.6, 0 and 0. No steer. Is armed.
Yep.
APR. Number 1.
Yep. Checked.
And number 2.
This checked.
ADG unit test here. We'll pull this over to unit, and after 2 seconds the light goes out.
Yep.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice. We'll assume that that's.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to skip that and wait for the green light there.
Yep.
Actually, I'm going to just assume we don't have icing conditions at
No,
all, so there's no
no.
need for.
Yep. I agree.
Cal anti-ice is off. Wing anti-ice. Norm, not standby. Come on, I want norm. Isolation valve check. Opens, closes, and wing anti-ice is both illuminated sufficient heat.
Cool.
ATS is showing N1TO.
Checked.
ATC TCAS.
Let's have a look here.
Yep.
TAR.
TRA.
Yeah.
And after start check is completed before, sorry, taxi checks are going to be next.
Okay, so then request taxi, please.
Roger that.
Let's see what we have.
And approach November 75 Echo Mike is ready for taxi. November 75 Echo Mike, taxi Golf, uniform, to accept to depart Bravo 3, takeoff for an available 2,157 meters.
Is that Bravo 3, he said?
I didn't hear him right. I had my volume set wrong.
Okay, so
Apologies, can you say again for November 75 Echo Mike? Yes, no worries. Taxi Golf, uniform, do you accept to depart from Bravo 3, takeoff
Yeah.
for an available 2,157 meters.
yeah, Bravo 3 is fine. Yeah.
So Golf, uniform, and Bravo 3 is fine for November 75 Echo Mike. Roger, so hold short Charlie 1. Right, so Bravo, Golf, uniform, hold short Charlie 1, November 75 Echo Mike.
Perfect. So as expected, left turn out, Golf. Then we go uniform up to Charlie 1, hold short. Perfect.
Roger that.
All right, then
Alright, so
taxi lights on, please.
taxi lights are on,
Perfect.
clear on the right.
Clear left, and parking brake is off. And I have a tiller.
Tango, 1 ready, land up runway 4 right, section whiskey 3.
Here we go.
Takeoff 120 degrees, 6 knots.
Brakes are working.
Please confirm for Austrian Surf Tango.
I confirm, clear for takeoff runway 0 right, with 120 degrees, 6 knots.
So for right clear takeoff, merci, Austrian Surf Tango.
So we're looking for Golf, which should be on the left-hand side now. There it is, Golf inside. And
Gotcha.
then it's going to be right on uniform. Piper, hello to you as well. Do you still need the sun visor there?
No, I'm good. If you can
Yeah,
remove from your
yeah.
side, I've got mine on my side.
Ah, okay, I understand. All right, here's uniform, turning
Uniform,
right.
yeah. Yeah, right side clear.
All right, then taxi checklist anytime, please.
Taxi checks. Taxi lights are on. Cal anti-ice is not required. Wing is not required. Brakes and steering have been checked. Reverse thrust check.
Yeah,
So
here
just
comes.
quickly
Yeah,
give and deploy.
here comes one. Left side. Here's the right side. Looking good.
Correct. Flaps. That's my item here. Altimeters 1016, 1016, and 1017. We set on standby. Okay, 1016. It's reset and cross-checked. Radar weather is on. Takeoff briefing. Any changes?
No changes.
Reviewed. Taxi checks are complete before takeoff next.
Thank you. This is payware, actually. Payware add-on. Payware scenery.
I'm going to just quickly roll the heading to select for our initial heading.
Roger.
Heading of 43.
Yeah, 043 initially, then right turn.
Yes.
But then we have nav mode anyways by then. Right, next is Charlie 1. We'll hold short.
Yeah, we're going to need to arm the LNAV mode if you want it after takeoff.
Yeah,
You want me to arm it?
Yes, please.
Cross 4 left, report Bravo 3, 4 right, ready.
Okay.
Cross 4 left and report Bravo 3, ready. November 75, Echo Mike.
Okay, here's Charlie 1. Cleared across.
Yes, sir.
Strobe lights quickly on,
Gonna
please.
get your strobes.
Thank you.
And right side and port sector is clear.
Left side clear.
6 and heli apron requesting Copter Echo 1 back to Montreal. 99, cruise QH 1016, 12 degrees, 6 knots, we're ready to land from Kiko report 40 ready. We're ready, line up like Kiko report 40 ready, heli air Monaco 9 now.
Alright, everybody sit back down. There. Back there.
Austin 5 Tango passing 2300 Basel set now.
Okay, so
Identify direct user no plan level 160.
let's see. Bravo 3 will be right and then left, so almost there.
Yes. Yes.
Good. Before takeoff checklist, please.
For takeoff checks, passenger signs are on, and I've advised them. I've yelled into the cabin.
Thank you.
Anti-collision light is going to be coming on.
Mm.
Probe heats are on. Windshield low. Wing cal anti-ice we do not need. Continuous ignition is. Alrighty. Here's Bravo 3.
Checked, holding.
I'm going to call them that we're ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
November 75, Echo Mike, Bravo 3, ready for departure. November 75, Echo Mike, Bravo 3, line up 4 right, clear for takeoff, 120 degrees, 6 knots, climb at level 160. Be advised of an encounter departing Fado, very east of your position.
Okay.
Roger that, November 75, Echo Mike, Bravo 3, line up and wait for right, clear for takeoff, initial climb, flight level 160.
16,000 set. Right.
Checked.
Continue the checklist, please.
ATC TCAS is TARA. Supplemental ground wing NTS panel is checked.
99 fully ready, Mike Echo.
CAS is takeoff config OK.
Checked.
99, Challenger,
Landing pulse recog lights are on. Before takeoff checks complete.
Roger. Ready?
Ready.
Takeoff. So just advance the thrust levers forward enough to activate the power automatically. There it comes, yeah.
Airspeed's alive. 80 knots thrust set.
Checked.
V1, rotate.
Checked. Here we go.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Right, LNAV is on, you can see.
400 feet.
Checked, here comes the right turn. Then VNAV, please.
No, that was for us.
Okay.
Okay, flaps, I guess.
Yeah, flaps up.
Number 75 Echo Mike, identified passing 3000 left at Usano.
3000 to Zano, okay.
Yeah, left turn direct Usano, November 75 Echo Mike. When passing 3000. Yeah, passing 3000, left direct Usano, November 75 Echo Mike.
Yeah, which is almost there anyways. Cool. Then, so flaps are up, fantastic. And
Yes,
yeah,
up
then
indicating.
direct to Asano, please.
Roger that. Direct
Yeah,
Usano.
999, identified.
Execute.
Yep, please.
And ready for the after takeoffs.
Yes, please.
1016, it is Romeo Gulfstream.
After takeoff, landing gear is up and indicating flaps are 0. Thrust reversers.
Just B222, yellow, expect to be
Off.
7 Alpha, squawk 1000.
Ignition.
Expect
Off.
7 Alpha Squawk 1000, just B222.
Pressurization. Back climbing differential.
Mm-hmm.
Axe transition not required since we're already on engine bleeds.
Yep.
N1. I'm
Yeah,
gonna set your
set.
thrust limit to climb.
Yes, please.
APU generator is off. APU is shut down. Passenger signs. Do we keep them?
Yeah, keep them on for now, but pitch still pretty high. Altimeters.
Roger that. Standard set and standard on the right hand side.
Standard set.
CAS is clear. After takeoff checks are completed.
Alright, so I'm going to accelerate 250 knots. Thank you. That looks so fantastic outside. Hello,
Got a little
Booty.
bit over home there.
Yeah. So hang on, let me just have a look at the left side. That should be Monaco right there.
Number 75 Echo Mike, confirm minute 135, 455. Bye-bye. 135, 455, November 75 Echo Mike. Good day. Have a good one.
Nice, thank you.
Good evening, Ethiopian 7 Hotel Golf, climb flight level 230. Ethiopian 7 Hotel Golf, you can stop climb flight level 190 as final level, clear the rig sub 3 Echo arrival. We'll stop 190, takes 3 Echo arrival, Ethiopian 7 Hotel. Milano, good evening, November 75 Echo Mike, passing flight level 120, climbing 160 direct Isano. Ciao, November 75 Echo Mike, Milano identified, climb flight level 400.
Oh.
Climb flight level 400, November 75 Echo Mike.
400.
Let's go, gamers.
Yeah. Right, so flight level 400 set. Now, here comes my next question. Oh man, this is one of the things I always fail at. So, so I'm trying to get VNAV climb speed active.
Yeah. So we've got VNAV armed, so that's all good already. Because
Yeah.
I can see VFLC instead of
Yeah.
FLC. And so just go to the perf menu. Oh, so you're editing. Yeah, good. You've got
Perf.
flight level 2. Hang on. Go back there.
Yeah, hang on. VNAV setup, yeah.
You have VNAV setup, yeah. So you want to enter your target climb speed here. So like 280 Mach 0.78 or something like that. Without the M.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
0.78.
yeah. 0.78. Target speed.
Yes.
Execute.
Execute. Yes. And so now we need to give. You see that we've still got a blue speed bug on the tape.
Exactly.
That means that it's pilot selected value. So we need to give control to the flight management system. So you go do that on the perf menu page. And when you have one more, there you go. And when you have VNAV
there.
on, it says resume VNAV plans.
Yeah, there it is. So that's active
Now-
now. That's magenta. Yeah.
Now
Thank
the
you.
FMS is taking control of that.
Perfect. All right. Well, I think seatbelts, auto.
Auto, yeah, sure.
Perfect. Right. Let the fun begin.
I'm going to close the door for them.
Perfect. Right. Adrian, hello to you. Yes, Challenger, finally. I know, right? Been a long time. Yeah, that was a cool departure. So, of course, if you're doing it on a single pilot concept, right? So again, Toto has implemented a very nice automatic co-pilot system that helps you out as soon as the aircraft is moving. And what's that? Us? Anaki, I think, direct, confirm.
Direct target, November 75 Echo Mike.
Target, okay.
Direct target.
Target, execute.
Checks.
Yeah, so, you know, initially, yeah, you do have to do some...
Oh, hang on. You did a little bit wrong.
Hang on.
Let me just put the airplane back into heading mode here.
You know, direct.
No, you've done the Boeing thing.
Ah, yeah, I have. Sorry.
You put it on the first line here. It's normally put on the second line. Yeah, when in doubt, just use the... No, when in doubt, you just use the direct key.
Yeah.
No, cancel
No.
this mod.
Well, I've got direct target entered. So it's showing that it's blue on the nav display.
It's I'm not sure it's going to do it right.
Hang on, let me see.
Cancel for now.
Yeah. No, you're right, it doesn't do that. Okay, so...
So go to the direct button.
Yeah, direct.
Go previous. It actually can go into direct.
Ah, I can. Okay.
Pick it from there. It can rewind.
That's cool. Okay, that's very cool.
Yeah, and now push LNAV.
Enough is set. Thank you. Ah, very cool. Yeah, I did the Boeing thing.
Yeah. So the first line on a Collins means activate the leg from TAGIP.
Okay.
Whereas Boeing has no such concept of activating a leg from.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know if in the airlines that's just not a thing that's done, but
yeah.
It is here.
I see.
The simple solution is to just drop it in the second line, or we have a direct to page for that.
Yeah. So traffic 20 miles ahead, no problem. Yeah. So the so with me today is actually the actual Toto. There he is. I know it's a bit confusing. People think it's the checklist Toto. No, it's the real Toto with me. Beautiful. So we're proceeding up the coastline here. And the routing should take us towards Genoa. And now that I have map enhancements running, we're going to get some very beautiful scenery down below us. I'll turn off the lights. I think I'm good for now. Right. Nice. It's fascinating to get that kind of immersion flying a private jet. I mean, not many of us have the chance to do so. And for me, it's always fascinating to see the difference in the system fidelity and the way the aircraft performs and handles. It's really nice. Very fascinating. So of course you have a nicely modeled cabin in here as well. And I know people always want to see the toilet. I don't know why, but here it is. So you can actually sit down on the toilet as well. Actually, let me do that properly.
I
Right.
guess my controls
Yeah.
for the time being.
You have controls, hang on, and then I'll go walk there. So, excuse me. Code brown, hang on.
Oh my.
I wonder what the passengers would, you know, how they would look at you if you came out the flight deck really quickly, like, excuse me, coming through.
I think they'd get the message.
Oh, right. You can look out the window. Nice. Well, that's a toilet with a view, isn't it? Oh no, hang on. Let me get it first. Very nice. Oh, hang on, sorry. Yeah, we gotta wash hands, right? So. Oh, brilliant. Now, I've always wondered, like, with the viewpoint, like, but that's correct, isn't it? Because, I mean, how tall is the cabin?
It's like 6 feet.
Yeah.
Or so it's like 185 centimeters.
Yeah.
So, it's
So me at 6.
480 centimeter
Yeah,
person.
that's it. So me at 6'2", that's pretty much the view I would have.
Yeah.
Walking pretty much upright.
Yeah, to be honest, this kind of a height of cabin is pretty normal,
Yeah.
even in somewhat larger aircraft. Frequently, you know, we're talking things like the Embraers, that kind of stuff, regional jets. The cabin is mostly designed around you being able to stand in the center of it, not the edges.
Yeah. Nice. So cabin, someone else said it's a bit warm in the cabin. I'm just dialing down the temperature there. Otherwise, champagne gets warm too quickly. First world problems. Yeah, so for me,
Controls?
yeah, I have controls. Thank you. Any changes? Anything?
Nothing
Alright.
new. Still calling flight level 346, just about switched over to Mach control.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so one big difference, obviously, between airline pilots and corporate pilots is the fact that you know, we airline pilots we have a pretty comfortable life with regards to flight planning and you know, support. So the corporate pilots, they have to do a lot more on their own, right? With flight planning, ATC planning, get a flight plan to ATC, preparing the cabin, cleaning the cabin, all kinds of stuff, right? So there's a lot more that corporate pilots need to do. The main difference between A220 and the CRJ is that tiny, 6'2", tend to duck. Yeah, that's true. I do duck flying with the CRJ as a passenger. Yeah, I've flown with the A220 from Bremen to Zurich 2 years ago, and that was a very nice flight. Very, very nice modern aircraft. Hey, Vikris, yes, you're right. It's Toto with me here. Which makes me feel much more comfortable flying the Challenger.
For descent speed, just is a quick question. We want to descend Mach 80 300, something like that.
Let me just have a look for the VNAV setup. Descend. So currently 0.72 to 50. How about 0.78 and 280 or something?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
280 is pre-selected, executed. Yep. Transition.
Yeah, the VPA, the descent angle, I would recommend setting like 2.2, 2.3, something like that.
Okay.
So that the idea being is that so that we basically get a more calmer descent.
Yeah.
More time to plan stuff. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Who knows? Are we even going to have ATC there?
That's us, yeah.
November 75 Echo Mike, monitor Unicom, ciao. Over Unicom, November 75 Echo Mike, ciao. Now stations, Milan is closing, monitor Unicom.
But that was nice to have some control here, which was nice.
Yep.
Depends
a little bit.
Yeah, and we may still, depends on how long Padua is online, but we may still get Padua control as well. We'll see. Yeah, so the 2.2 degrees so that you have a much gentle descent angle, which is nice for passenger comfort reasons.
It's not just, I mean, passengers, it won't really matter to them as much. The point is that we will have more drag range available to us, so that if we need to slow down, it's easier for us to manage the speed of the aircraft. And there's fairly high terrain around Innsbruck.
Yep, that's
so
true.
if we need to manually control speed or slow down early, then we have a shallower angle gives us more range for that. That'll be to go.
Yeah, that's Is there a setting for the sounds, outside sounds? There isn't there. Audio, right?
It's an X-plane.
An X-plane itself. Okay, so let me just check.
You can just throw on your headset.
I've done that already, but I think if I've got any outside view, let's see if that works.
Oh, right. So what you want to do is you want to go into user settings, in audio.
I've got it. Yeah, I have a little plugin. Yeah, so I have a plugin where I can select these different.
No, I mean, in the Challenger, there's a feature where it lets you depress external audio volume just for the engine, so that you don't go deaf.
So where do I find that?
It's under Challenger 650 user settings.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then go to the audio tab.
Yeah.
And you want to check reduce external volume.
There we go. That's I thought I've seen that somewhere. There we go. That's better. Yeah, nice. Cool. Excellent. Thank you.
And there's the LS cap.
Mm-hmm. Wow, the fast Genoa is already behind us. And so there's Milan Linate to the left ahead. And so now we've already gone automatic to half bank angle at this altitude.
Yes.
Josh, we have passengers that want to get to their destination quickly. Right? That's why we do a faster descent. Nice. Right, now, as we're here in the cruise flight, I know that Toto has gone to immense lengths of simulating so many things here, and one of the really fascinating stuff, and I think you were one of the first that actually came in with the idea of GPS jamming, right? According to real-world data.
I suppose, yeah.
So right now it's tracking our position here. Now here, obviously, we don't really have much jamming going on. But if you go towards, let's say, in the Baltic regions, or if you fly towards Cyprus and beyond, or Turkey, then you would get some GPS jamming or spoofing. Oh
yeah, expect spiciness.
Yeah.
It's under the GPS tab and GPS jamming, but it's only going to show if there's a jamming station nearby.
Yeah.
Which
at the moment here, we wouldn't expect. But
yeah.
But for those that are interested in these sort of things, how an aircraft actually, gets its GPS data from. You can see here, for example, Toto does simulate the EGNOS availability right now because we are in Europe. In the US, you would have more the WAAS system, the WAAS system. So you can see that we are receiving many satellite information right now. And it shows you the decibels as well. And if you're interested, there's a link for internet Hotstart Wikipedia, if you like, to get more information on these things.
Yeah, I need to fill that wiki section in quite heavily.
Now, obviously, you could study all of the different systems, right? So if you click on or hover your mouse over the items here, it gives you a full explanation. So there's something for everyone, right? If you're really interested in finding out how these systems operate behind the scene. And I mean, this is an add-on that actually does simulate the systems and everything behind the aircraft and the interaction between the different systems. So again, I'm not aware of any other add-ons really in the private sector that offers that. Let me have a look here. There's one more thing, and of course, yeah, if you wanna if you wanna try some failures, guys, we've had some funny scare moments. You can do literally anything in here. We've done some gear up normals. I know that the first thing that I literally jumped out of my seat here in front of my PC was the bird strike. So
it's environmental.
Under environmental. I mean, we're not going to do it right now because again, so you can have bird strike non-damaging. You can have windshield shatter. You can have engine failure or pitot blockages. You will never ever get bored in this add-on. Right? When you think you've mastered something, well, try one of these failures. Microbursts, smoke in the cockpit. Again, smoke in the toilet, brilliant. Oh no, we've got to try that. So, again, I'm sure going forward, doing more shared flights in the Challenger, we're going to do some nice scenarios to demonstrate some of these things. And there we go. Here comes Padua. Oh, actually, Milano. 135,455. Is it? Yeah. Is he back online?
Have they messaged you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, we'll just flip back.
Yeah.
Contact. Fly direct Tango Oscar Papa. Expect LS Zulu runway 36.
Direct Tango Oscar Papa. Expect LS Zulu.
Yeah, peak Chris we have, for sure.
Milano, Sierra Edelweiss 386, passing flight level 310, climbing to 370.
Two station together, first Austrian 5 Tango, Milano, buonasera, radar contact.
Milano, buonasera, November 675, Echo Mike, level 400.
Two station together, first is November 75, Echo Mike, Milano, buonasera, radar contact.
Okay, well, there we go. Radar contact then. Nice.
Yeah. I think you might have cut us off a little bit too early.
Yeah, probably.
Or he thought he was going offline, but it actually didn't.
Yeah. Nice. So Toto has configured his panel there. Can you do me a favor, Toto? Can you get rid of your checklist so that we have the full screen with the map? Because I think that looks really nice. Look at that. Look at that. Really nice. So you can see the boundaries as well. Country boundaries, rivers.
It gets even better if you go like that. It becomes north-south. Which is sometimes easier,
yeah.
A little bit easier to read.
Yeah. But you can change the settings there, right? You can hide or show many different items on that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You can go into your display menu here and set up whatever you want to see. So
look at that.
High nav aids, low nav aids, nearest airports, intersections.
Yeah, unbelievable detail.
And of course your waypoint stuff, so things like your speed, ETA, and altitude.
Crazy.
You want to absolutely overload it.
Yeah. And then you would have your estimates as well. Next waypoint after, and destination. So 32 minutes until Innsbruck.
Yes, that's
Until
on the top there.
Yeah, until top of descent, 5 minutes. That reminds me. Yeah.
Yep.
Let us try to get at least the METAR maybe for Innsbruck, please.
Yes, sir.
And I also have a good question for you from Ted Barker. Ted asks, he'd love to know what inspired you to simulate an aircraft in such immense detail.
I don't know, I guess that it could be done.
Yeah.
Okay, so no ADIS at LOWI, so we're going to go ahead and do weather, terminal weather.
And maybe from the alternate as well.
Okay.
Which was Munich, Echo Delta Delta Mike. Yeah. Hello, Dennis.
I'm going to let it complete.
Also, guys, I cannot stress enough how much fun it is to do shared flight. And I've always said the important thing is that you have a system available that allows you to easily get connected, and a system that is stable. And should things go wrong where you get disconnected, have an ability to really quickly connect again. And the Challenger 650 does offer that already, built into the add-on itself. And so this aircraft is made for 2 pilots, really. So yeah, so this is so much fun to fly together. Thank you, Plane, for the METAR as well. Right, so let me prepare then some stuff here, performance.
Yeah, it was always important to me to make sure that the system works reliably, otherwise it's kind of pointless to have it.
Exactly. If you spend more time, troubleshooting stuff, you just lose.
That's not fun.
Yeah, you lose immersion. Okay, so VNAV setup we've done with the descent. So let me go into the performance menu. I'm going to go with approach. Let me do that here this way so you guys can see. So we did say temperature is 18. The wind is variable. Just 1 knot, so perfect conditions for me. That's us. Okay. And over to Unicom again. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
And Padua's logged off as well. Okay. Okay, so I've entered the wind. I've entered the temperature. QNH 1018 is pre-selected. It's going to be a dry runway.
Roger that.
Next page. Engine bleed. Is it 10th again?
Yes.
Okay, so 10th stage. Delta V refs not required. So we have 1,900 meters available, and the actual landing distance calculated with 840 meters plus 15%, so 1,000 meters, enough buffer available. I'll send the approach speeds.
Good stuff.
Completed. Landing weight. Structural limits, yeah, far away. So we're
landing weight. Predicted landing weight is going to be 15.4.
Okay.
Right now we are 15.7. It's fine. It's not too much different.
Yeah. Cool. So that is set. Anything else apart from minimums, of course, for the approach?
Just minimums for the approach, and then we can do checklists and that kind of stuff.
Perfect. So Innsbruck
Descent
approach.
check's going to be next.
Yeah, roger that. So the RMP Zulu minimum is 2,900 feet. So let me go refs. Then I'm going to put minimums bar row. And then it's 2,900 feet. Stick Figures asking, so the 16th stage bleed would be a higher pressure and bigger performance penalty.
So they actually serve 2 completely different functions. It's not like you can select between one and the other. It's just one serves one set of consumers and the other one serves a different set of consumers. 1 minute to top of descent.
Okay. So
the higher stage one is higher pressure. That's for anti-icing.
Yeah, 14th stage. So this will be hotter, obviously, coming up from the 14th stage.
Yes.
Oh.
That's basically in engine design terms, it's called a P3 port. So that's the compressor discharge port. So at full compressor discharge pressure. And the 10th stage is nominally called a P2.5 port. So it's about halfway up the pressure scale.
Okay.
About half the pressure that the compressor can give.
Okay. I just got a call from text from Innsbruck approach, cross Breno level 170. So we dialed in 17,000 on the 170. And then let's go to the legs page, Breno. I'll change that to 17,000 for the calculations. It's executed. And so now we already need to descend here. So let's go flight level change, descend.
Roger that.
And let's see how far above we are.
And you'll want to grab the throttles here. It only recharges for 4 seconds. And then it declutches and you have to do the rest manually.
Okay. There it goes.
In terms of height, we can always see where we are when you go to progress. And the second page, it tells you we are 6,200 feet high.
Okay.
We might need to do some brakes here. I'm gonna brief the cabin and open up.
Perfect. Yeah, speed brakes out.
May we have your attention, please? We're approaching our destination and will be landing in a few minutes. Please place all storage compartments and tables in their fully stowed position. All portable and electronic devices must be turned off. Ensure that all seats are fully upright
and nicely catching up there.
Yeah, so 4,600 feet. So on the prediction here, you can see that white banana here. So Breno, so we should be easily be able to make that. But I mean, the path is armed anyways. So once we get closer to the optimum path, it will capture that, and then we can stow the brakes again. Cool. Where are we? We are somewhere over the Alps on a beautiful sunset. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so Toto, then please descent checklist, please.
Roger that. So shorter harnesses are secure. Passenger signs on, I guess?
Yes, please.
Passenger signs are on. Pressurization is... So it's going to be 2,000, 1,900 feet for landing altitude. 1016 is just about there-ish. Let me just use the standby instrument here. 1018 is actually the landing pressure, isn't it?
What did I say earlier? 1018, yes.
Checks, okay. So 1018 is 3006, that's good. Just about perfect.
Yeah. Speed brakes back stowed.
Checked. Pressurization is set. Fuel quantity and balance.
1590, 1460, yeah.
Checked. FMS landing data and charts. We have the FMS set up for the arrival.
We have.
RNAV 008 programmed in. Landing data we have sent, and we have the minimum set 2900.
Checked.
Charts we have open, both of us. Approach brief.
Yeah, so let me quickly have a look at the arrival here. So we planned with the Breno for Bravo arrival. So Breno 14 above, Bildu 14 above, and then LMM should be 13,000. And assuming we do get the Zulu approach approved for runway 08, it will then be from LMM to Whiskey India 749 at 13,000 feet. And then it's a descent with 751, 752, 753, 754, and then Whiskey India. That's a missed approach, right? Runway 08, and then the missed approach Whiskey India 103, 002, and then Rattenberg. Missed approach will lead us to 9,500 feet again. Okay, that's all programmed correctly.
Right. On the missed approach hold, I'm going to switch us to IKO speeds. Won't make a difference, but just in case.
Perfect, thank you. So where is my... How can I dim my primary flight display?
It's over here. This guy here.
Hang on.
The big knob on the back of the pedestal.
Ah, there we go. Okay, so thank you. Perfect. All right.
Yeah, I've already dimmed mine a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it down a little bit more, and I'm going to dim the CDUs as well.
Yeah, that looks much better. Cool.
In fact, I'm going to switch the annunciator lamps to dim as well. And you know what? I'm going to turn on the integral lighting for the overhead and
sounds good. Looks nice. Yeah.
Pedestal and stuff.
Perfect. We will contact the approach controller once we reach or get closer to Breno.
Roger that.
Otherwise, he will call us, give us a ping if he wants us earlier, and the frequency will be 128975. I'll pre-dial that for you.
That's okay. I got radius.
Okay, 128975. Yeah. So if you could please try to get an ATIS again, that'd be nice.
I'm gonna do it.
Thank you. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Captain Black Box infotainment experience. New subscribers should now pick up their pass to first class. Thank you.
Turning to Actus.
Good evening, everybody. As MSFS Sky, I'm admiring
just
the
outside you here with the
CL600's
sunset.
system
Brilliant.
depth here, BB711 thumbs up.
Airboss, thank you very much. Thank you for the kind words, and thank you for the 6 months of support. And this sunset, look at that. Oh my
Alrighty.
god.
Arrival 8 is Bravo.
Yeah.
Just in shoot.
I'm distracted. Yeah, Bravo, okay, with you.
A runway in use is by air traffic control.
Roger.
Transition level ND.
It's not determined yet, so he will tell you then.
Yeah. What's WND TDZ? Wind. Touchdown zone variable.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard wind being stated just for the touchdown zone, but okay.
Yeah.
Variable 2 knots, visibility 10 clouds, no clouds. Temperature 18, dew point 13. So what do we have set for arrival performance? I think we have 18, don't we?
Yeah, 18. Yeah. That's what's up. Fantastic.
1018. Report aerodrome trend caution. Model airfields active.
Yeah.
Within CTR during daytime as published up to 150 meters AGL. Technology information Bravo. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is Beta 7 Morvale. Beta 7 from X-Plane 12. But you can see they have made huge improvements. That's why I've come back to X-Plane 12. I'm really enjoying it. So Aviator, either the approach controller will ping you to contact them. Yeah, now he's pinged me 128975.
Okay, I'm on it.
Roger, thank you.
Innsbruck approach, November 75, Echo Mike, passing flight level 211, descending flight level 170.
Hello, November 75, Echo Mike, Innsbruck, identified information Bravo, report requested type of approach.
We have information Bravo on board and request RMP Zulu 08 for November 75 Echo Bravo.
November Echo Mike, what you expect? So you're cleared for the Breno for Bravo arrival.
Brano 4 Bravo arrival and our nav Zulu 08 November 75 Echo Mike.
Perfect. Yep. So as inserted, as cleared.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, 4 Bravo is in. Cool.
Good day, inbox.
Yeah, so what else do we need to do? Send checklist, approach brief. Yeah, so we've done that.
Approach brief is completed. Yes.
Yeah,
transition level.
Just to inform you, you're currently below the minimum safe altitude of 1.
I guess,
feet. Climb back to.
Yeah, we're gonna wait until he lets us know.
Climb back to 14,000 feet for emergency reserve.
It'll be about 150 or 140.
140.
Yeah.
140 for us,
Sounds like that.
Yeah.
November Echo Mike, descend flight level 150.
Descent flight level 150, November 75 Echo Mike.
150.
Correct.
So it still has a 17,000 or 170 magenta. I just leave it at that because I think we have 80 miles left. So yeah, should be enough track mileage.
Yes, sir. RMP AR arm. That's basically the FMS telling us that it's getting ready for the AR guidance.
Yeah. So somebody's asking if it's LP or LPV approved here, the Challenger.
Yeah. So Challenger is LPV approved, LP not. The avionics is able to do it, but Collins didn't get the certifications, so technically you're not allowed to fly them. On the real thing, they will not even ship you approaches that are LP.
Okay.
But on here, I think we'll let you fly them, but technically you shouldn't.
Yeah. But the RP Zulu AR we can fly, and
that's neither of those.
Yeah. So
that's a
exactly.
Barrowby nav.
Yeah, exactly. Normal kind of RMP approach.
Yes.
So the cool thing is, I tried that. So you can press the approach button nonetheless later on, when we're inbound to the final approach fix, and then you can fly it with. Yeah, it had, I don't know exact wording it had on the FMS or on the annotated panel there.
It will say RMP AR. What's it say?
In the vertical.
Active.
Yeah, it says something on the mode annotation with final approach there.
Oh, you mean for LPV?
Yeah.
It will. So what will happen is your magenta snowflakes that you have there on the deviation bars are going to change into magenta diamonds to tell you that it is using angular guidance.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, right? So technically speaking, someone says you can't do the RMP Zulu because the missed approach is below RMP 1. Okay. So that's a speciality here. Now we're getting the really and the gritty bitty, because normally, so the RMP value that's required, so in our case, for example, 0.3 only counts from the final approach point down to the missed approach point. And after the missed approach point, it opens up again to RMP 1 normally, but the, who was it, ITJ was correctly said that it's got a note here, it says missed approach RMP is below 1.0.
Continue present heading, descent 3,000 feet, QNH 1018. Continue present heading, descent 1.
But I mean, that's now getting very technical and very more like, oh, look at that. That is just, oh my god. No doubt, this is just looking so much better than Microsoft Flight Sim. Unbelievable. Another screenshot. That's incredible. So I'm seeing 1,000 feet to go.
Foundation 35, monitor Unicom 122 decimal 8.
See you.
So currently we are...
November Echo Mike, descent flight level 140.
Okay.
Descent flight level 140, November 7 Echo Mike.
140. Now on the arrival route, the lowest we can do is 14,000 or 140.
Checked.
And then Bildu to Elmham, the lowest is 13,000. Piper, I don't know what's going on exactly because I'm using map enhancement. I don't know where it gets the mesh data from right now. I'm not that that knowledgeable on these things, but all I can say is I'm just absolutely amazed at the level of detail here. Yeah, so Neon Wings, it's a different program, yeah. Now, the thing is that there's a freeware and there's also a paid version. So if you want a higher detail, then it does cost a fee.
How about I set the transient flight level to flight level 140 so it stops blinking at
Yeah,
us here?
appreciate it. Yeah, perfect, thank you. Yeah, perfect.
Free to go.
Checked.
Right turn direct to LFMN, cleared RP Zulu, runway 08. Right turn direct LFMN and cleared RP Zulu 08 for Austrian shifting.
Okay, no, so for the autogens or the trees and at least the buildings, I'm using what's called SimHaven. So SimHaven has for different areas around the world, it does have different ground autogen, different buildings, etc. So it's literally those two that I'm using. Map enhancement and...
Continue present heading, descend 13,000 feet, Innsbruck QNH 1018.
Present heading, down to 13,000 feet, QNH 1018, November 75 Echo Mike.
So 13,000, 1018, and on heading.
Check.
But I'll do that with vertical speed.
Yep.
Not so steep. So vertical speed 13,000, and continue with the checklist, please.
Okay. Alrighty, transition altitude is set, descent checklist is complete, and we can go ahead and do the in-range right away.
Yes, please.
So AP is going to stay off because it is in-op. Altimeter is reset and cross-check. Avionics are set. External lights. Should we turn them off now?
Yes.
Turn them on now?
Yeah, let's turn them on. I'm also on selected
lights.
speed, 250 knots.
Looks good, checked. N1 target.
Yeah.
I'm going to set 91%.
Checked.
That's going to give us a good target value in case.
Yep.
And a disarm BNAV.
Yeah.
Recommend.
There we go.
And just me. There we go. So it'll shut up.
Yeah.
PAX transition we're not going to do. AP generator is going to stay off. CAS is checked. In-range check is completed. Before landing is next.
Wonderful. Now I'm already going to get into the direct to page. I'm not doing anything else, but we're probably going to get either direct LMM for the approach.
Yep.
So
and within 1,000 feet.
Is checked. Yeah, so we are where? We are now on radar vectors. Position currently, contour layers would be 10,000 plus 2,000, 12,000 I would say is currently safe.
Checked. Yep, in fact, Jibwis says within my circle right now, within 25 miles of the airplane there, we are 10,800 is the highest terrain.
Okay.
November Mike, proceed back to LFMN, cleared RMP Zulu, runway 08.
Direct LN, cleared RMP Zulu 08, November 75 Echo Mike.
Okay, LMM executed
And
and nav mode is
LNAV.
active. LNAV 1 checked. And we're cleared for the approach. So 13,000 is our final descent altitude.
And BLS cap.
Checked. And then one thing we do have to be careful with now is the speed management, energy management, because it is a steep approach.
It is a very tight turn there as well that he gave us.
Yeah.
The FMS doesn't even think that we can make the turn radius here.
Okay. Slowing down further. Let's see if it still does it. Well, should be okay. Let's see. If not, we've got to be ready to...
That's okay. It spins correctly.
Okay.
24. With information Bravo.
So, descent is out of Whiskey India 749.
Yes. We could take flaps 20 out of
yeah,
there.
flaps 20 in please.
Speed is checked and flaps 20. Speed from Whiskey India 751 is 175, so when the turns start, we got to be 175 or slower. But we can stay at like 180 for a little while. It will slow down readily.
Okay.
5724, feedback correct, QNH 1018.
So now I'm going to press the approach button.
Yes, sir.
So we have approach LNAV 1 and glide path armed.
Yes, sir. And if I show you over here on the progress page, you'll see that we are now low, 700 feet, but you can see the deviation is dropping down. So we have the glide path is coming up from above our heads. We're going to be intercepting it from below.
Yeah. And so we will see that come in. And then it changes, like I said, like in a diamond.
Only on LPV approaches.
Only,
on here, it's going to stay the diamond. It's going to stay the little snowflake.
Okay.
Because this is Barrow VNAV, so the scaling is basically constant, not angular.
Yeah.
There we go, and within 150 feet, it's going to start coming off the top. There,
yep.
5 seconds to intercept,
right.
and there it is.
So let me go terrain mode on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so down we go, and hopefully we can manage the descent rate. Just gonna go. Yeah, it should be
That's
managed.
okay, you don't have to.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it just takes a while.
The engine just takes a little while to react, but it will, and it'll get the speed under control. 3.6 degrees. That's the final ascent angle here. That is not a problem. Right now. If it was like over 4 degrees, then we might need some more flaps, or over 4.5, but 3.5 is perfectly fine. It'll be able to do that, just flaps 20.
All right. Yes, so you can see the synthetic vision there, showing the terrain around you. So that's the picture we have actually outside, and that's how it looks here on the... private flight display.
Approach runner 5724, if you're ready for
Runner 5724, startup and pushback approved, face west.
So that looks very nice indeed. So on our way, and the cool thing is, so this approach is nicely programmed so that it keeps us in the valley here. And you can see the airport in the distance there. So what happens is that we're going to descend down to minimums, 2,900 feet. Airport elevation is 1,900 feet, so that's 1,000 feet above the ground. And from that point onwards, we'll continue visually. But nonetheless, there will still be some guidance through the LNAV VNAV. So we can nicely use the flight path vector and the flight path guidance here. Same thing with the symbology. So again, we can see that that's the aircraft, right? That's the wing. The little circle shows us where we should be going. So we try to match the big circle with the little circle. And then regarding that wing, we can see that caret there. If it's on line with the wing, we are energy neutral, if you like. So we're not accelerating nor decelerating. But the bar above the wing here shows us that we're fast. All right, so... these cues are very nice. And then as well you have lateral path, vertical path, altitude, speed indication. Is there angle of attack on the left-hand side? Or-
It's yes.
Okay,
The left Lahamo scale.
Yeah. Compass rows, obviously. The modes. So you have everything you need here in the head-up display.
If you've seen the head-up display on a 787, it looks almost exactly the same because it's made by the same company.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So the symbology on the flight path vector that you immediately recognize there is exactly the same here.
Dankeschön.
Nice. Yeah, guys, and that's just Sorry, Toto, go ahead.
It was just about reeling the speed in here.
Yeah.
It was having some trouble controlling the speed because the eyesight is a little bit high, and it's the wind is. We had a tailwind and it's dying down, so we're actually.
Yeah, exactly. That's energy, positive as well for us.
If you want to pull a little bit of speed brake, that's fine, but I think it's going to be okay. We're going to be just about 175 at the waypoint.
Oh. Beavers on the runway. Yeah, I was just about to say, I mean, right now again, so the way the aircraft, the sim looks, and with this aircraft, the immersion is incredible. I really love it. Is there a way to adjust the HUD for different head placements? Well, I mean, this is simulated to be just like in real life. So, if you go, so
you have to move your head to the HUD.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that from people that in the 787, for example. So we don't use the HUD on our aircraft, but I've heard from people that that are using the HUD and they have to use it all the time. Is that it's quite tiring sometimes because they have to place their head in the exact position, which is actually quite far in front. So normally, if you'd be sitting nice and relaxed this way, you actually have to move physically your body and your head forward so that you can actually see all of the symbology on the HUD. So yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yes, sir.
Crosswind 5 Tango, revise QNH 1019er.
Alrighty.
QNH 1019er, Austrian 5 Tango Niner. Over Melco Mike, QNH 1019er.
Roger.
1019er, November 75 Echo Mike.
Yeah, 109 is set.
Checked and on the standby.
I'm going to select 9,500 for the missed approach.
Taxi holding point Alpha, runway 08, QNH 1019er.
Alrighty, just about a good time to start slightly, I guess, slowing down.
Yeah, then
rolling those things.
gear down, please.
Gear down.
And then flaps. What's the next setting? 25? No, 30.
30.
30, please.
Yes. Flaps 30 set.
Slow down. And VFE 45 is 189. Yeah, below that, so flaps 45.
Flaps and speed checked. Flaps 45.
So we had +5. Just check that here.
2500
is checked. So we want to have 132, I guess.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna get started on the before landing checks. How
Yes,
about
please.
that?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Landing gear down and indicating. Nose steer armed, centered, and clear. Anti-skid. Is armed and tested. Or is it? Oh my.
Oh no, Toto, don't break things. Oh no. Anti-skid.
Okay, well, the anti-skid is inoperative.
That's going to be a problem with landing distance.
Mm-hmm.
So
what do we do here?
Well, I mean, if you don't have any other options or ideas, we have enough fuel. I'd rather go around, do the procedure, and.
1000.
Roger that. So we're just about turning final here. Good time to decide. So.
Mike, wind is calm, runway 08, clear to land.
November 75 Echo Mike, we're going to be going around. We have an anti-skid failure, and we'll get back to you with our further actions.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
Tango, taxi to Gate 9.
so there we go. I'm going to press the toggle buttons.
Yes, sir.
Gate 9 via Bravo 475 Tango,
And
right.
manual throttle.
Yeah,
So go
manual
ahead
throttle.
and set your
92.4.
Okay, flaps 20.
20, please. And we have pause the right, power set, gear up.
Gear setting up. We're gonna have LNAV through the missed approach, so don't worry about that.
Exactly. So it will appear once we get close to the runway. That's what you mean.
Yes.
5724, line up runway 08, electric approved.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty. You want any modes? Flight level change, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, let's go flight level change and speed 200 is good, yeah.
Yes.
Alright, autopilot on, please.
Autopilot is on.
Thank you.
And we can, I guess, take the flaps up now. We are above final target speed.
Yes, please, flaps up.
Okay, flaps are coming up.
Do we read the after takeoff checklist or something again, or where do we
So
hook on again?
we would normally do the immediate return check
Alright.
if we needed to.
Yeah.
Just do the
Although, I mean, before we do, because I would rather, let me just go vertical speed here. I would rather have a look at the abnormal list for the anti-skid in-op
Roger that.
to see what landing distance we need.
Okay, so we have anti-skid inboard and outboard. That's gear 10-7. There's 1,000 feet to go.
Yeah, speed is managed again.
Roger that. Yeah, it tends to overshoot a little bit when it's at high power.
No problem.
Alrighty, anti-skid inboard and outboard. Both anti-skid channels failed or not armed. Review penalties. So first of all, we select the anti-skid selector to off. So armed goes to off. Caution. Extreme caution is required during braking to avoid tire damage or blowout.
Ooh.
Maximize use of reverse thrust.
Yes.
Actual landing distance increase as applicable by factors shown below.
Okay.
Without thrust reversers, 2.05. With thrust reversers, 1.65.
1.65. So let me go into the approach page here. And so on the page number, let's have a look.
You were already on page 2?
2.
5724, wind calm.
So that was 1 point, how much?
6.5.
1.65 on the landing factor. So now the ALD is 1400 plus 15% would be about 200 more. So about, let's say 1600 meters, sorry, 600 meters. Gives us 300 meters buffer.
Yes.
So,
and that's the procedure completed.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts, Toto? About our options?
Deal shorts, I'd say. I think we can make Innsbruck here. No problem. We'll shoot another approach.
Okay.
We shouldn't have any trouble stopping, I think. Thrust reverse is pretty strong.
Yeah. Okay, so 300 meter buffer is enough for me as well, dry runway. Good thing now is we can recheck the weather, and if the wind hasn't changed, we can also shoot the approach runway 26.
Yep, let me re-request the ATIS.
Okay.
That's probably going to be the best for the passengers as well. They won't have to wait. But they won't have to deviate and travel to our destination again.
I mean, if we were like really...
Mike, any intentions yet?
Yeah, we will return to Innsbruck, I think, runway 26 in this case.
Yeah, we would like to return back to Innsbruck for runway 26 approach.
Approach November Mike, expect the localizer deem east approach, continue present heading, climb 1-2,000 feet.
Present heading up to 12,000, expect the localizer DME East, and November 26, November 75 Echo Mike.
Okay, so I'm going flight level change 12,000, heading.
Checked. Present heading.
5724, report departing altitude, climb flight
Set.
level 160.
Actually, that's a bit fast here. Let's go vertical speed again.
Yeah, this thing is a little bit quick off the line.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so would you be so kind to enter the localizer DME East approach, please? 26.
I'm on it.
Thank you.
November Echo Mike, let me know if you're ready, when you're ready for the approach, and if you require any additional assistance.
Yeah, not yet, and I think no.
75 Echo Mike.
Okay, so that's got to be localizer 26. We have in the database we have localizer 26 and localizer Romeo 26.
It'd just be the normal. It'd just be the normal localizer approach. Yeah.
Yes, sir. From Rattenberg or Vector.
I would say Vectors, and then
Wrong.
it'd probably be then back to Advik later on. Yeah.
Perfect. Alrighty, that's entered. Localizer will be tuned. So that's checked. 1,000 feet to go.
Checked. And somewhere we can see the missed approach gradient, can't we? Somewhere that the aircraft can do here.
It's under that's for single engine.
Oh, just single. Oh, yeah.
The approach performance. Yeah. And if you go to page number 3. You're on there, good. So that's called the approach climb gradient.
Yeah.
If we had a single engine out. So that'd be 666 feet per nautical mile, or if you want it in percentage standby, let me change that in defaults.
Because I know you can do that. 11, that's exactly perfect, because 11% meaning we could take the lowest minimum, 5% minimum required, so 3,300 feet is the minimum. Right, alt capture.
Right.
It's
you can disregard that honorable cruise altitude message. That's just the Spirit message.
Roger that. Okay, and let's take refs again. Yeah.
Here's another trick we can do for the performance as well. I'm gonna enter our new QNH 1019er in there, and our new landing weight. That's gonna be much lighter now.
Oh, okay, that's true. Yeah.
So that's actually gonna reduce our landing factor distance. Not by a whole lot, but 1346. Good stuff.
Okay. So officially below MSA, 40,200, but contour layer says that 12,000 is safe for now.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I'm going to call them that we're ready for the approach.
Yeah, that's fine.
And November 75 Echo Mike is ready for the approach.
November Echo Mike, turn right a second, turn right heading 260.
Right turn heading 260, November Echo Mike.
Right we go. Let's take the speed to 200 knots.
You can turn it all the way to 260.
Yeah. It does that.
It will not reverse.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Perfect. Yeah, so we're flying a localizer approach. Lock 1 is pre-selected. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And so the procedure, localizer, we may get a glide slope indication, but we'll only use that for information. We're not going to follow that with a mode. We have crossing altitudes regarding Oscar Echo Victor DME distance. The
10,000 feet.
10,000, November Echo Mike.
10,000. We'll do that with vertical speed. Vertical speed, 10,000.
And it finally shut up the blinking QNH setting.
Perfect. And
it's out.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah. So 3.77 degrees descent angle. Again, we'll do that at flaps 20. Minimum straight in will be 3,300 feet. And the missed approach.
Flaps 20 here.
Okay. So go ahead. Flaps 20.
Start slowing.
Yep.
Yeah. Flaps 20 set. Speed is checked.
November Echo Mike, proceed back to Advik, Alpha Delta, Whiskey India Golf.
Direct Advik, November Echo Mike.
Advik, executed, LNAV.
Checked.
Good. And the missed approach is, first of all, localize a course, max climb rated to 1 DME Oscar Echo Victor, then left turn, max 155, well, it says recommended 155, 25-degree bank on a heading of 060 to a Romeo Uniform Mike beacon, and then rejoin the localizer outbound.
November Echo Mike, descent 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME East approach.
Down to 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME East approach, November Echo Mike.
Okay, we can accept that, 9,500. Artvik another 6 miles. Yeah, so back on localizer course, and at 14 DMEs from Oscar Echo Victor left to Rattenberg. I would assume we'll contact ATC again, ask for radar vectors.
Roger that.
That helps. Okay, any other questions, suggestions?
No questions, no suggestions.
Cool, then we'll do the immediate return checklist, please.
Okay, immediate return checks. Pressurization is set. Altimeters are set and cross-checked. 1, 2, 3 times. Thrust reversers are armed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Infotainment Experience. New subscribers should now pick up their pass to first class. Thank you.
And the before landing check is going to be next.
Thank you very much. And a big shout out to When You're Bad. Thanks for the Twitch Prime. Welcome. Thank you so much for your support. I'm just going to dial down the lighting here a little bit more. Excellent. Cool. Okay, so regarding this, yeah.
As for the actual landing, full reverse, light on the brakes.
That is
you shouldn't really need very much brakes, to be honest.
That's a good reminder.
Don't try for the exit there. If we need to backtrack, we're going to backtrack.
Excellent. Good point. So I'm going to arm the localizer, if I find it. Hang on. Where is it? Where is it?
You can just push approach.
Oh, okay. There we go. So I'll go. So we have approach lock armed, glide slope armed, and yeah, we have glide slope indication. We just I know EasyJet, for example, actually does use that glide slope in real life as well, but only beyond a certain or once you pass this checked descending. Once you are, you know, beyond those mountains.
If you once we're here on green yield, you can select vertical speed and just do vertical speed manually if that is what you're more comfortable with.
Okay, well, that's fine. Okay, go. I guess you have to dial down the altitude then, Mr. Pro.
Yep, that too. But let's just go push nav. Just so
sure?
that it goes back into Just push nav.
Yeah.
And then so it disarms approach mode and just select VS here.
2500.
And now you got
okay, there we go. Yep, 2500 is checked. All right, cool.
2500.
Yeah.
And we've got our distance checks here.
And that's because of the mountain below us here. That's why it's calling out 2500. Good.
Yeah, at distance 17, we're a little bit low. We should be at 8,700.
That is cross-checked.
For us.
So we have...
according to the
16 miles, 8,300. That looks good. Just increase it a little bit.
Yeah,
more.
we have high ISA, so it's a little bit deeper.
Yeah, but that looks good. I can see the runway looking good. Nice. Cool. Yeah, it's a good reminder on the reverser. I've got to remember that as well. So it's definitely speed brakes. I'll pull up myself. Full speed brakes and full reverse. No braking initially. Okay. Interesting failure. I should have thought, Toto will think of something.
I could never let you get away with just a normal flight. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, this is interesting. It's a kind of a nice warm-up failure to get used to things.
Yep.
So we have 13.5 miles. And 13 is 7,100. Yeah, looking okay. Question was, does it not have flight path angle as a mode? I don't think so. You have an indication there on the flight path angle.
Yes.
but there's no mode to follow that.
That's an Airbus thing.
Yeah.
Not even Boeing has that, as far as I know.
Yeah. Marco, it's one of those questions that you...
Echo Mike, wind is calm, runway 26, clear to land.
Runway 26, clear to land, remember, Echo Mike.
That's a question only you can answer yourself. I don't know what your preferences are. I mean, this aircraft is one of the, actually the highest detailed aircraft add-on you can ever get. Now the question is, you know, are you able to handle it in a sense from, are you willing to put in some time to study the manuals and enjoy all the features? That's the thing. And for me, definitely it's worth the price. And yeah, again, the shared flight ability is just something you've got to try it. It's just so incredible.
I've dimmed down the cabin lights here a little bit as we get darker and darker.
Yep, thank you much. Right, on path still, it seems. I can see the Papi's too red, too white. All right, let's start
configuring.
Yeah, let's start configuring. Get down, please.
Gear down. We're good for flaps 30 as well on the speed.
It's checked, and I'll reduce the speed back to the approach speed. Yeah, now we...
Anti-skid, we know.
Yep, checked.
That is noted.
Yeah.
Okay, so flaps 30.
And flaps 45.
Roger that. Flaps 30 and flaps 45. Before landing checklist.
Yes, please.
Okay, landing gear is down and indicating 3 greens. Nose steer is armed, center, and clear. Anti-skid is inoperative and known. Passenger signs are on. Wing cal NTS is not required. Continuous ignition is on. Thrust reversers are armed. Spoilers stowed and auto. Flap 45. CAS is checked. All messages are known. Before landing checklist is complete.
Thank you.
After
Manual
landing,
thrust.
checklist is next.
Yeah, thrust is manual. And I'm going to go...
Easy.
Yeah,
adding power.
Yeah. There you go. So manual flight. Flight director's off, please.
Flight director's off.
And we'll turn visual here. So slowing down, trying to get to 130 knots.
Minimum.
Yeah, runway is inside.
A little fast.
Checked. Correcting. Let me get my HUD up again. That way it's a bit easier.
Yes, sir.
Continue.
Checked.
So I can see 3 red, 1 white. Slowing down.
Confirm. Yeah, same. It's a little bit sensitive here at the low thrust settings, so very little movements on the thrust levers. I can tell you about 57, 56 should work here.
Okay.
Just about perfect.
All right. So let the speed come back just a little bit. All right, so now on path again. I'm going to try to get the flight path vector onto the touchdown zone.
1,000.
1,000's checked. A little bit low again. Correcting.
The power is good.
Yeah.
You don't need to add any more power.
Okay.
Trust me. You had it just about perfect.
Roger. Man, the visuals are so fantastic.
In fact, you can take a little bit more out.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Checked. So no brakes, just
500.
spoilers and max reverse.
Yes, sir. You can start bringing the speed back just about now. We'll be VREF at the airport fence. There we go, perfect on the power.
Flight slope.
Disregard.
Disregard, yeah.
Flight slope. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Come on.
And spoilers up. Reverse is green.
Max
Full power,
reverse.
full reverse.
There we go. Alright, manual brakes. Slowly, carefully with the brakes, yeah. I'll reverse.
Perfect. And just about turning on the turning pad here.
November Echo Mike, backtrack runway 26, vacate via Alpha.
Backtrack Q6, vacate via Alpha, November 75 Echo Mike.
Honestly, we are so tiny we could turn around even on the runway.
Okay, roger that.
You're used to your big Boeing.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Always big respect.
See, no problem at all.
Yeah, nice. Well, and I was again so mesmerized by the beauty of the simulator, how gorgeous that approach looked, the lighting, brilliant, the aircraft. Yeah, so Toto, thank you much. And then after landing, checklist, please.
After landing checks. Okay, we'll wait for the checklist until we're off the runway because
okay.
First item is lights.
Roger that. Did he say which one? We'll take the next one right here.
Alpha.
Alpha.
Yep,
which
right.
is this one here? Let me just say.
That should be to the right, yeah.
Yeah, the other one's Bravo, isn't it? Hang on.
Yep. Alpha, hey.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. All right, off we go.
November Echo Mike, taxi to the apron via Alpha, follow the marshaller, stand of your choice, bye-bye.
Ramp via Alpha, follow the marshaller, stand of our choice, 75 Echo Mike.
I'll get the lights for you, don't worry.
Thank you.
Okay,
All right.
you already got it.
Thanks a lot.
And
yeah.
the anti-collision light is off. Okay, so landing pulse recog lights are off. Anti-collision lights off. Continuous ignition is off. Windshield heat is off. Probes off. Wing anti-ice is off. Cowl anti-ice is not required. Spoilers are stow. That's your item.
That goes stowed. Yeah.
You've got the hand on the spoilers.
Yeah.
Flaps are up. ATC TCAS.
Control station, all stations, Innsbruck now closed. Monitor Unicom 1 to destination, Abend.
Ganz herzlichen Dank für den super Service wie immer. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.
Ciao.
Yep. ATC TCAS is alt on. Radar mode is standby. After landing checks are completed. Shutdown checks are going to be next.
Thank you. There was a question. Why don't you use LPV approach? Well, we talked about this. That we would have to have the approach charts available. So I did not even see a LPV approach. He offered us a. No, he just said the localizer east approach, right? And
yes.
For the 2.6s, I mean, it has an LPV only approach. So I guess if the aircraft is capable of doing it, we could have requested it.
Sure.
But I mean,
we had no significant cloud, 10 kilometer visibility. It was cav okay, you know.
Exactly. So for me,
America, clear in a million.
Exactly. So for me, you know, from a kind of workload aspect, just having the localizer approach was a lot easier.
Quite frankly, we could have hand flown it from 9,500 feet just visually.
Absolutely.
We could see the city.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make it a nice night flight out.
Yeah, perfect. All right, then I'll turn right here.
Nav sources back to FMS.
And taxi light off, please.
Taxi light coming off. Normally we'd, by the way, park at the GA gates over on the left there, but no problem.
Yeah, but we got special VIP today. Yeah, exactly. So today we can do whatever we want. Right, parking brake is on, and then I'd like to have the engine shutdown checklist, please.
Shutdown checklist. Taxi lights off. Parking brake is set. Reverse thrust is stowed. Generators 1 and 2. Hang on, we need to call Jenny for the generator.
I'll do that.
We're gonna go fully dark here.
I'll do that.
Probably should have called Jenny on the approach to be here.
Hotstart flight support.
But
Jenny
we were busy.
How can we help?
A little bit, yeah.
So we want the AC
Understood.
GPU.
We'll have that ready for you. Anything else?
Just
and you can call her to take the passengers to the gate.
Understood. We'll have that ready for you. Anything else?
That's all.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
And now we wait.
Yeah. In the meantime, Aviomar was asking, how do you remember all these different aircraft in the sim? Do you have some nose checklists? Yes, I do. I have many different paper checklists. And then before the stream, I think that's something people don't see and don't realize. There's a lot of preparation work going on for every stream. Not just, thinking about what aircraft to use and which routing to go on. It's like I said, trying to familiarize yourself. There we go, with the aircraft that I'm going to use, especially if it's an aircraft like the Challenger, which is a little bit more complex. It does need some practice. So yeah, there's always a time that you have to invest. But then again, it's absolutely worth it. I mean, I really enjoyed this flight. This was one of the big highlights again. Doing shared flight, an aircraft that is just so high fidelity. Absolutely brilliant.
You can speed up the GPU by going into the Challenger 650 ground services menu and just ticking the AC GPU there manually. That'll speed it up a little.
That's also cool. Right, external AC generator should be available.
Yep. Yeah, momentarily they'll start it up. Once the green lamp is on the overhead. We can turn on the map lights here for some daylight or
it's available
internal
now.
light.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So generator 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Connect. Engine 2 shut down. So that's yours.
All
Go
right.
ahead and pull them.
2 shut down.
Fuel boost pumps off. Let me get that. Fuel system check. We'll check for the left low pressure. So I'm sorry, right low pressure. There it is. Engine 1 shut down.
1 shut down.
And ITT is below 350. Good stuff. Just about now. Anti-ice is off. 14 stage. We can leave those on, to be honest. And we'll take the bleeds off. Beacon off.
Yeah.
No steer disarm or off. ATC TCAS. Throw it to standby. And parking brake if chocked. We can go ahead and call for chocks.
Yeah. We'll do that. Chocks in. Hey Josh, thank you so much. My pleasure,
I'll let
Josh.
people
Yeah.
off the airplane here.
Thank you. Josh, thanks so much for your support. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've had a fantastic time here again.
Round to cockpit. Chocks are in.
Chocks are in. So releasing brakes. Brakes
Roger
released.
that. And passenger signs are off.
The airport taxi's here. Thank you, Captain. Great flight as always.
Thank you much for flying.
Well, I'll see you next time.
Absolutely.
Cam differential 0. I should have probably waited for with the door, but that's okay.
Thank you, Aviomar, as well,
Alright.
for your support. Thank you, Aviomar. Next Monday is next stream. Okay, and then...
Yeah, and folks are getting off, so
Yeah.
that's all done and dusted.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna go and do a post-flight check of the cabin here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, who left a mess in the lab?
Whoops.
Was that you? Again.
I was anxious getting back to the flight deck, sorry.
Oh well. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
That's it. So I'll get the pins installed, cover set.
After that, I'll close all the windows
Oh,
here.
can you open the nose gear door, please? Actually, I can do that here.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Do we still have hydraulics?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so let me find the panel.
It's in the where the
I just had the external power connector there. Okay, so it's open. Okay.
You can just leave it open.
Yeah, and then I'll put the pins in. go. I love how the aircraft shines here in the light. Incredible. What a beautiful aircraft. Look at this. Yeah, boss, yeah. Yeah, Aviamara, I guess at some point I may just publish my my kind of notes that I've made to fly with all these different aircraft. But I would have to tidy those up first of all. Things I will do in once I've retired. Yeah. I can tell you that the multi-crew is absolutely brilliant. It's just unbelievable. All right, how are we looking here on the flight deck?
Yeah, we're looking good. Secure and checklist is ready.
Please. Hey, Pete, how are you doing? Yeah, please go with the...
EMR lights are off. AC/DC utility off.
I'm doing good.
Thrust
Thanks.
reverse
Thanks, Pete.
A gift from me to you.
Headsets off.
Enjoy the
Shocks
gifted
are
sub.
installed. Parking brake is released. Hydraulic pumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nav and logo light.
Piper, thank you very much, gifting 5 subs. Thank you, Piper. That's really generous. Thank you so much for that.
Tax off.
And those that just been gifted, please say a big thank you to Piper gifting you this up there. Thank you so much.
Isolation valve. Alrighty. After this is just the battery master, and so wait. You can go ahead and start making your way out of here. I'm gonna.
All right.
Did you find your way?
I am out. Yes, thank you.
Good stuff. Okay, let me just check inside of the cabin. We didn't forget anybody.
The flashlight, how cool is that? Lol.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's brilliant. All these details. They're so cool. Unbelievable. Right, closing the door. Man, it's been way too long since we did our last shared flight. It was a big pleasure again, Toto. Thank you so much. And yeah, thanks for surprising me with the anti-skid issue. Really enjoyed that. So,
yep.
Yeah,
pleasure.
Yeah, guys, you've seen, I mean, I know it's always a little bit daunting initially to get in contact with an aircraft that's so detailed, but I can see the challenge, and the name says it, Challenger 650, right? I mean, this is such a fantastic add-on. You will enjoy it no end. And the more people that have it and use it and feel comfortable with it, able to do shared flight, this is like the best thing ever. So I will definitely come back to you, Toto, as well for another shared flight in the near future. And I know that we've got some other people wanting to join as well. And but I'm sure with Toto, I'm definitely going to go ahead and we'll do some more interesting, more demanding failure stuff in the future, for sure.
Right,
guys,
I told him to disconnect the GPU.
Perfect. So. Yeah, a bit quieter. Right, I am ready for a nice cold beer. You probably as well.
Me too.
There we go. And a big shout out to Toto. Yes, there we go. Shout out given. Yeah, he's also on Twitch, of course. Do you still stream with the programming from time to time?
I haven't streamed in a while, but I should get back into the swing of it.
Okay, there we go. So thanks for the shout out, Iowa Scotsman as well. Big shout out to you as well. And I will see you again on Monday. We'll see what we get up to on Monday. Have a great rest of your week, guys. Enjoy. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Mighty Motor Readers, as always, thank you so much for all the help.
Good night.
And thank you so much again for the gifted subs, for the subscriptions, and for the donations. Thank you so much, everyone.
Good night.
I will see you again soon. Good night, everyone. And good night from Toto as well, I can see here. Fantastic. Brilliant. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.